Well, this is the rubber match between these two teams. First time around at Hull was a 14-11 Hull win. From what I'm told, I wasn't there, but apparently it was 12-11, and then Nantucket had to try to get the ball back at the end and gave up a couple easy goals to Hull at the end. But and of course the second time around, I believe it was 11-7, I believe, Nantucket at home. So it'll be an interesting contest today. I think you're going to see whether Nantucket's depth at the midfield and whether their athleticism with their second midfield line can take a toll on Hull. It kind of did the second game we played them at home. And whether Nantucket is going to come out in that pressure zone defense that they've used the last 2 years. In the last game against Old Rochester, they chose not to press behind the goal. It'll be interesting to see if they do pressure today.
Okay, let me mention a few of our fine sponsors. Condon and Coleman Insurance, the Nantucket Boys and Girls Club, Hawthorne House, Ryder Electric, Kitty Nerd Toys, Just Do It Too, The Dog Wash, Great Lady Insurance, Champion Reynolds, TNT Lawn Sprinklers. And we'll name a few more later, folks. Here we go.
Nantucket senior Jack Sylvia, number 4, key player for the Whalers. Be interested to see how he does today against number 21 for Hull, Shane Weber, coach's son, facing off with a long stick. Jack pops it to himself, controls the ball. He's got to tuck that stick. That long stick's behind him. Gets it back to JT Gambroni, number 2, the junior attackman. Now, Jack's going to invert behind the goal, carrying right-handed, moves it along to freshman Cole Campbell. Up top to sophomore Alex Small. Alex has an outstanding move to the goal if he gets the right matchup. Looks like he has the green light right now. Feet inside, errant pass, missed by Cole Campbell. That'll be Hull ball. Number 23, Chris Scanlon, bringing it on for Hull. Hull goalie, who's an 8th grader, also a coach's son.
Wow, 8th grade?
He's got an MIA exemption to play as an 8th grader. Nantucket got under his skin the last time they played. We'll see if they can do it again. Hull with the ground ball. Looks like interference on Hull. Whalers ball. Gambroni bringing it on left-handed, down the right-handed flank. Now it's up top to senior Gus Day. Gus, an outstanding soccer player, playing lacrosse for the first time since his freshman year. It's had a great year and running on the first midfield. Ethan 5, back to Gambroni. He carries it righty. Now to the freshman Cole Campbell. Gambroni and Campbell are the 2 top scorers for Nantucket. Both of them around 90 points.
Good crowd tonight.
Really good crowd.
A lot of Nantucketers showed up for it.
Yeah, it looks like there's 50 or 60 Nantucket fans in the stands below us. Number 16, Ben Lombardi, is in for Nantucket. That's a sign that Nantucket plans on running a lot of players today. To have Ben in, he's usually on the second midfield line. He's in there with the first line right now. It's a little warm out here. The coaches might very well be trying to play a lot of players in the first half. Shot by Campbell, right-handed. Off to the right hand of the goalie's left side. Now it's Phi carrying, which he doesn't do often. He's more of a shooter. Campbell carries the ball. Nantucket's being patient, which is a smart move today. It's a little warm. Alex Small looks like he's going to make a one-on-one move through the middle, and it's checked away by Hull. Controlled by Nantucket, Ben Lombardi. I've been really impressed with Lombardi when he's been in this year. He's a heady player, and for a guy that hadn't played that much at the varsity level, he's not afraid. Shot there by Campbell. Not much of an angle, but I think he had a pipe. Another shot. Wide shot by Gambroni. Jack DeHell is covering. Looks like he's drawing Cole Campbell today. He's a junior. The last time Nantucket played, they were able to take advantage of the Hull defense. We'll have to see how it goes today. Ball's loose by Nantucket. Unforced turnover by the Whalers.
Who's that? Oh, okay.
And Hull returns the favor with an unforced turnover of their own. I guess you could say that was forced, but it was really just an errant pass. Gus Day picks the ball up at midfield.
Ooh, it's that turf.
Come on, Gus. Now that's a play. That's a little bit of an inexperienced play for Gus. Hasn't played in a while, and nobody was helping him out. He really needed to turn the ball back to his goalie in that situation. Now, nice save. Nice save by Gambroni. Victor Gambroni, the freshman left-hander. Only started playing goalie at the end of last season on the youth program, coached by Coach Sam Chambers. And he's done very well for a freshman, especially one that just started playing goalie at the end of his 8th grade year. Pressure by Nantucket results in an errant pass. It'll be Gambroni ball behind the goal. We'll see what Hull does on their ride here. It looks like they're going to do a drop-back zone and let Nantucket bring the ball up. See when they start to press. Victor's got to come up here. There's no sense. Force that 2-on-1, Victor. Where is it?
Oh, what a catch!
Nice. Yeah! That's a beautiful handle by the sophomore Alex Small. Beautiful one-handed handle. Brought the ball up, jumped it off to JT Gambroni. Fake tie, finished high. 1-0 Nantucket.
You got that, Alex Small?
Yeah.
Oh, actually, I don't think...
No, it's JT Gambroni. It's just Alex Small.
Okay, so that's one zip, Nantucket.
Travis Denby in the game for the Whalers, number 3. Sylvia pops it back to the freshman, Cam Bartlett, who's had a great year.
Number 2, JT Gambroni.
Jack Sylvia brings it down, drops it off to Cole Campbell, errant pass. Come on, Cole. Good play. Nantucket with an errant pass there. So far, it's a little sloppy, folks. And there's a flag. Looks like it's on the Whalers.
And of course, there's plenty of Hull fans here.
Yeah, this is kind of a tough situation for the Whalers in that respect. Hull's right across the water. It's an easy trip for them. And in addition to that, the Hanover team seems to be here. They will play the winner of this game. And I'm sure their coaches are here as well. Hanover, the number 1 seed. Hull, the number 2. Nantucket with a 3 seed. Nantucket in their man-down defense. It's fairly passive 5-man zone. They're packing it in. High shot. High shot taken by number 1. Anthony Marcella. Marcella is the leading scorer for Hull. He has over 100 points. He's right now the leading scorer in Division 3 playoff lacrosse. And he scores one there, folks. High heat. Nantucket has to get on their hands there, and that's a tough one for Victor.
Seems like the defense was holding back a little.
Well, they're man down, and on man down, typically you want to pack it in. Although, depending on what your philosophy is, you might extend out on the ball. Obviously, Nantucket needed to do that a little harder that time. They need to establish that perimeter, and that's learning where these guys are going to shoot from. And that time, obviously, they need to know where number 1 is.
Okay, it's tied up 1-1. 7 minutes in the first quarter.
Another interference call on Hull. That's 2 today. Sylvia with the ball. Nantucket is forcing the ball into the middle a little too much, folks. That's a push on Hull. Good break for Nantucket. Nantucket has fed the cutter from the right-hand side several times. They're in their open offense, basically a big circle. Very effective against Hull the first time. But if they're going to feed those cutters, they need to be a little more open. Nantucket has the advantage of having 2 left-handed attackmen, and that gives them a good opportunity to cut left-handed from behind the goal and get a feed from those right-handed middies. Here's a lefty 5 to his fellow lefty Gambroni. Gambroni also a strong right-handed player. Here he comes lefty. He's being pushed out. Covered by number 20, Tucker Weber, another coach's son. from Sylvia.
And the fans go crazy.
Yeah, that's very reminiscent of a goal Sylvia scored in the first game. And as I recall, it was a very key goal that got Nantucket rolling. The senior, who'll be attending Roger Williams next year, is a multi-sport athlete, good soccer player, and has really, the last 2 years, really come into his own as a lacrosse player. He's regarded as one of the top face-off men in the state. And this year, he's really come into his own offensively after being kind of taking a back seat last year to James Aloisi and Dana Sundell. Both of who, by the way, have moved on and are currently playing college lacrosse. James is playing for St. Mike's up in Vermont, recovering from his injured knee from last year. But he did make the team this year and scored some points. And Dana Sundell was a multi-goal, multi-point scorer for Salve Regina. 2 of over 30 Nantucket lacrosse players who have gone on to play at the college level, I might add, in the last 17 years. Gus Day moves it along up top. Sylvia. Looks like Nantucket's going to be content to kind of play a slowdown here in the first half, which is not a bad idea. Although I do think the depth probably favors Nantucket, especially in the midfield. It's a warm day. No, it's about 5 degrees warmer down on that turf. Sylvia on the right-handed dodge. Oh, nice save. Nice save by Weber off his right knee. That was good shot placement by Jack that time, but a nice quality save by the 8th grader. Short stick on short stick behind the goal. Gus Day matched up with number 12, Christian Oliveri, a sophomore midi. Gus loses the ball. Could be a push there. Gus picks it up with one hand, moves it along. It looks like Nantucket might be thinking about some midi inverse today. Here's Cole Campbell. Moves it along.
That was a good save.
Nice save. Another nice save by Weber, the 8th grader. Now here he comes around righty, and a goal. The Whalers up 3-1 on Hall at the 4:40 mark in the first quarter. Gambaroni is a natural lefty, but he's got a good right-handed move, and sometimes he'll shoot backhanded lefty. Sometimes he'll shoot backhanded Canadian style, left-handed when he comes around that right-hand pipe. Sylvia takes the draw, sends it back to Cam Bartlett, who picks it up, the long stick sophomore, loses it. Travis Denby on the ball. Come on, Blue. Denby comes up with it. Denby, who you guys know is an outstanding football player. Nantucket needs to get in, recover. Now they'll set up, see if they set up their zone. Or they put, Nantucket's in there, 5 on a dice zone with the automatic backer in the middle. And there they go. Nice save by Victor. It's so important for goalkeepers to make those first few saves to get their confidence up, especially for a freshman playing in his 3rd tournament game. And he's looked solid so far. Nice pass. Oh, mishandled by Alex Small with the loose ball. Alex, as a sophomore, has really come into his own the second part of this year. He's an outstanding athlete. Good swim dodge, shot, and goal. Coach Chris Weber from Hull is going to call a timeout. And nice start for the Whalers now at 3:41. Alex Small with an unassisted goal and a swim dodge. And, Alex is a case in point of, a really strong athlete who didn't start playing lacrosse till he was in 8th grade. He was initially a long stick. And he moved, after they saw his speed, the first couple games as long sticks, Coach Sam Chambers, who's done such a great job with our U15 team, moved him to midfield. And as a midfielder last year, he was pretty rough around the edges stick-wise. But this season, as the season's progressed, when he gets the ball, it's no longer, you don't worry so much about a turnover. When you see that athleticism, burst to the goal, and Coach Mark Chambers has also gotten him shooting left-hand. The teams have his right early in the season, and his left-hand shot is now actually become a more dangerous weapon than his right. You see that a lot of times with players who who, when they're shooting with their natural right hand, tend to try to shoot the ball too hard. You know, you don't have to break the sound barrier. Just my college coach used to say, just throw them a really bad pass. And Alex shot that one right-handed, right over the goalkeeper's left shoulder, which was perfect placement.
What about this field? This is beautiful.
Yeah, you know, this I was saying before the games. You know, this used to be a dirt field when I was coaching the Whalers, and it was really a swampy mess. And they put this beautiful turf field in. It's something that I think sooner or later we'll see at the high school in Nantucket.
Oh, I hope so. Huh?
Well, you know, we have that beautiful field out at Delta, but it seems to get used primarily for soccer. So we'll see what happens with that. And it also hasn't been maintained, from what I'm told. But anyway, the community did a great job of raising money, and it's a beautiful facility out there. I guess our youth team uses it once in a while.
Another successful
Jack Sylvia, right? Oh, they could call that, but no, they're letting them play. Okay, that'll be blue ball. Off a turnover by number 21. Coach's son there, Shane Weber. Shane Weber's a very good player. He's an all-around player. Long stick, faces off, actually plays extra man offense with his long stick. I think the disadvantage for Hull there is that by the end of the last game, he was really tired. He was on the field the whole game. And he also, I think last time, drew 4 or 5 fouls.
Ooh, there's another save.
Nice right-handed wraparound try by Cole Campbell. That's the freshman. Here's a long clearing pass to midfield. Alex, just go back straight. You don't need to take the ball away. Nantucket needs to be aware to just drop in. They've got a 4-goal or 3-goal lead right now. If they can get in their zone defense and frustrate Hull into taking some outside shots. This zone defense the Whalers play is actually what we used to call a mule zone. Referring to the fact there's an extra man in the middle of the zone, and that guy's responsibility is to be the automatic slide every time. And it really frustrates teams that like to dodge one-on-one. Teams that control the ball and move the ball well to the backside are teams that will give Nantucket a hard time. Nantucket is not currently playing the man behind the goal. And we'll see how that strategy plays out. It hurt them a little bit against the old Rochester, and this is a much, much better team, Hull. So Nantucket might end up pressing a little more outside. Nice.
Oh, look at this save!
Beautiful 2 saves in a row by Victor. Nantucket's got to start pressing the ball behind the goal. That's better. That's better. A little more pressure by Natty Davidson. If they're going to play this soft zone, they're going to have to make sure to meet that guy when he comes around the goal. There's a knockdown pass.
Beautiful.
Ben Lombardi picks the ball up. Get away from that sideline, Ben. That's a trip. Oh, good timeout by Coach Sam Aloisi to save a possession. Very good timeout. You know, and you can really see Coach Aloisi in his 4th year of coaching lacrosse has really become a really good strategy coach. He began coaching lacrosse in 2012 with our JV, took over midway through the 2013 season under somewhat difficult circumstances, and did a great job, led that team to the playoffs. And then the past 2 years, you know, they've made it to last year to the South, I guess it was the South semi, same game as today, on this same field where we fell to Cohasset 15-5 in a game where we had a number of key players injured, including the coach's son, James Aloisi. This year, probably not as strong of a team in terms of experience at the defensive end with 3 freshmen and a freshman goalkeeper, which is pretty outstanding that they're playing as well as they are, especially in the clearing game. But this team, they probably don't have the star power they had last year on the midfield group with James Aloisi and Dana Sundell. But what they have is, instead of relying strictly on 3 midfielders, they go a little deeper this year. They can bring in Alex Small, who's really come on and had a great season, as we said, with that beautiful goal today. Travis Denby, the great athlete, Travis, just as same as Gus Day, hasn't played in a couple of years. And that just goes to show that this is an athlete sport. You know, an athlete who maybe doesn't have quite the experience level can still contribute in lacrosse. You've got to have those, you know, the core group of those guys who are kind of lacrosse rats, but you can throw a few good athletes out there and maybe who haven't played as much, and they can help your team. And you see that at all levels. Am I talking too fast? Can you tell if this mic's on? Phi carrying the ball over to the freshman Cole Campbell. Out to Gus Day. Sylvia. Gus Day and Sylvia have played soccer together. They're great friends off the field, and it shows with their chemistry on the field. Here's Alex Small with a right-handed dodge. Back to his left. Moves it along to Sylvia. Checked out of his stick by number 20, Tucker Weber.
I thought he was going to shoot that.
Either way, that's a fortunate play for the Whalers. I got to say that. Sometimes it's better to be lucky than good. Robbie Hickman goosed that ball out to Alex. The Whalers dodged a bullet there. That could have easily been a breakaway for Hull. Cole Campbell carrying the ball up top, tries a swim move. You know, the Whalers have dodged into traffic a couple times today and gotten away with it. And you know, the goal by Alex was a case in point. But you'd really rather see him continue to do what they've done all year, which is assisted goals. Now here's on cue. Yeah. Well, I guess I should.
He was totally covered and he still went for it.
I guess I spoke too soon. Who needs an assist when you have JT Gambaroni with that left-handed move? Gambaroni, as he did the first time, is kind of having his way with Chris Scanlon, the senior defender. Big, strong kid, but probably doesn't necessarily have the speed to match up with Gambaroni.
So that makes it 5-1 with
29 seconds left in the first quarter. 21, Shane Weber, probably one of the 2 or 3 best players on the team with his long stick. Coach's son, Anthony Marcella. Number 11, Joe Coffey, the junior mid, he carries the ball. Nantucket getting in their zone. Cole, now this is what Nantucket wants. They can try to dodge that zone all day. Weak outside shot. You know, Gino, anybody will tell you the whole purpose of a zone defense is to prevent the one-on-one dodge. And teams have to have an answer by moving the ball effectively to the backside and having an offense that allows that, such as an open offense or a 2-2-2 with 2 guys tight on the crease, active on the crease. Hull seems to be determined to just let their guys dodge, and that's just what Nantucket wants, because if they dodge, they can beat their man and still have to face the automatic slide, which is usually Matty Davidson coming at them as a double team, and that's just what Nantucket wants to have happen.
Exactly. So a fantastic first period.
Outstanding first quarter by the Whalers. Completely different game than we saw here last year when the Whalers came out a little tentative in the first quarter with a very experienced team. Recall that game we made a couple of inexplicable turnovers in the clearing game that really gave Cohasset the edge. Today, Nantucket really hasn't had to clear the ball on a settled clear except for the one time where Gambaroni found Alex in the middle of the field. It's interesting. I see Hull's dropping back into a deep zone ride. Which is kind of pick your poison with Victor Gambaroni. He's got the speed to bring it up against the deep zone, and his athleticism also is going to allow him to run around the press.
Okay, we'd like to just mention a few of our other fine sponsors. If you'd like to be a sponsor, give me a call at 508-292-2203. You can have your name mentioned here by Dick Herman, normally, who's watching at home. Hello, Dick. And give me a call, we'll get you as a sponsor and make you an ad for $15 a week for a year, and we'll get a video out of it. So Cam Appliance, Rick's Paint Maintenance, Nantucket Seafood, Nantucket Booster Club, Nantucket Health Club, Fasaro, Homemade Italian, Bearing Masonry, Nantucket Airlines, Steamship Authority, Sun Island Fuel, Nantucket Trees, Nantucket Electrical Contractors, Downey Plate, and we'll mention a few more at halftime.
You know, this game is just getting started.
Yes.
And that's one of the things as a coach you always tell your kids, and guys that have played the game for a little while understand it. Lacrosse is a game of runs, just like basketball is. And, Nantucket can't begin to feel comfortable at all, can't start to force it or get away from their fundamental techniques. Just don't worry about the scoreboard. This game's just getting started. I think a key is for Nantucket to stay out of the penalty box and, stay out of the penalty box and identify who those dodgers for Hull are. Nantucket man down. Hull presses the corner. Number 9, Kyle Colcontz, a freshman. Nantucket will take that shot.
We had a penalty before the...
Yeah, I didn't see the flag, Gino. I don't know if it's a 1 minute or a technical.
Trying to trick you, man.
Yeah,
It didn't work.
that's Anthony Marcella. He clearly is the guy they want to go to and attack. And Nantucket, if they're going to be in this, they're man down here, but in any situation, they've got to be on his hands. 21, Shane Weber, the coach's son, he's out there to take that long outside shot with a long stick. I question the wisdom of playing a long stick on extra man, but that's a conversation for another day. Number 35 now, Nantucket, playing behind the goal. Kind of an odd sequence for Nantucket there. You know, they've been playing a very passive, even up defense, and almost inexplicably Camelot decided to play behind the goal in that situation in a man down. Don't know if that was by design or we just had a miscommunication. But in any case, Marcella got the ball. I think Nantucket might consider putting a shut-off on Marcella. You know, maybe with Natty Davidson. Looks like they might be doing that now. Natty's on Marcella. He's clearly the straw that stirs the drink for this team, and he has over 100 points. He'll be attending Keene College next year. And as I said, he's on the Boston Globe. They have an award for the playoff leader, scoring leader, and he's currently the leader in Division III. Maybe for all playoff teams, I don't know. Gus Day moving it along to Alex Small. Back to the lefty, Ethan Fye. To his fellow southpaw, JT Gambroni. Over to the righty, Cole Campbell. If Campbell has space, he's a dangerous dodger. So it looks like Nantucket's trying to look to those cuts from the backside, but they're not getting a screen, not really getting much breathing room in those cuts. Alex is going to dodge here. He's going to go righty. Taken away. JT has the speed to take this guy, and I'm sure he's thinking that to himself right now. Number 13, or 19, I guess. Here comes JT around lefty. Backside's open.
He sees it. There we go!
Yeah, nice cut. That's the offense. That's the offense that Nantucket's run effectively this year. Little screen on the backside. Cole Campbell pops, scrapes off his man, and is wide open for that. Well, not wide open, but open for the right-handed shot. Cole played varsity or in the high school group as an 8th grader last year via a waiver, but was not playing in varsity games. So, and he plays a lot of lacrosse in the off-season. The game's real important to him, and he's really improved over the last few years.
So that makes it 6-2 with just under 10 minutes left in the first half.
Now, this is probably the first face-off that they've won cleanly. Since I say that, it's a loose ball again. Interference on Hull appeared. Nope. Oh, no, they give it to Hull. A hold on Nantucket was called. Nantucket in their zone. Nantucket is still playing a really reserved zone style, and you know,
it seems to be working for them.
Yeah, I think, you know, here's an outside shot. If they're going to play that way behind the goal, they've got to be a lot more aggressive up top. You know, stay in front of those cutters, head on a swivel. Now here, if they look to turn the corner. Looks like they'll give it to Marcella again. They've got to get on his hands. He's got to get on his hands, folks, right now.
Listening to you.
Ooh. And that's a pass. That's a pass, guys. Let it go. That's going to be blue ball. Oh, you got to be kidding me. That's a horrible call. This official, I forget his name, he's really, well, frankly, loaned some games for us over the years. He was the official years ago that we had a big dispute with him in a JV game back in 2012. Although I do know he's an NCAA official. And he'll be the first to tell you that. Nantucket. And Hull mishandles again. Oh, good play. That's a nice play by Bartlett. How could he call that?
No?
That looked to be Nantucket ball again.
Yep.
I don't see what happened. I mean, Cam Bartlett, the freshman, with good hustle that time. Nantucket's just got to communicate. They've got to know who's going to take that guy sneaking around righty. Here's Marcella, moving it along to number 10, Fern Barry, the junior midi. Nantucket's got to be on their hands here. Nice. Good job there. Good job there, Cam.
Ooh. Oh! Wow.
You know,
That was an impressive.
yeah, Shane Weber splitting that defense, which shouldn't happen really with the long stick.
Oh, wow.
Hull's mishandled a number of passes today. Number 12, Christian Oliveria, sophomore midi. Behind the goal to number 3, Ryan Repapucci. Shot. Nice play by Jack Sylvia. But once again, you know that guy's going to shoot the ball. He looks to be mostly a right-hander. Throws a fake. Freshman Cam Bartlett playing good defense there against number 10, Colcons. Tackman. Little pushing and shoving going on in the crease. Now Natty playing good pressures behind the goal. Got to get on his hands, folks. There's a flag there. It's got to be something on the crease.
No!
Nice save.
Yes!
Looks like there was some pushing and shoving going on in the crease from both teams. I don't know what that call was. We'll see. Interference, probably. Yeah. I'll tell you, the officiating sometimes is a mystery. Looks like they called interference on Sylvia. As I said, there was a lot of extracurricular stuff on the crease. Anybody who saw the NCAA final this year remembers that play in the final play of regulation when there was a penalty called on North Carolina for a push in that same kind of situation. They always get the guy that retaliates. Backhanded shot by number 12, Oliveri. On a nice play. There's a trip, but no call. Alex Smalley there with a long stick. I'm not sure what's going on there. But as I said, he did play long stick as an 8th grader. I guess he's playing long stick on with the man down group. Nantucket, mishandled pass again from Hull.
That was an appearance.
Nantucket sets up again in their 5 on the dice zone. Get over there, Cole. Okay. Shane Weber saves it with his long stick. That's the shot we'd love to give him all day long, folks. Nantucket's still a man down. They're 5 on the dice zone. One of the key things in lacrosse on defense is to stay between your man and the ball, not your man and the goal. And on cue, well, on cue, Cam will let his guy get between him and the goal, and that's what happens. He's open. Now,
Another big save.
Gambaroni, I believe that's his 7th save.
Unreal.
Yeah, for a freshman. Nice play by Willette. Nantucket's got to recover to the crease now.
Body him up! Get it going!
Loose ball. Picked up by Still loose. Alex Small keeping that ball alive. Looks like Ethan Fye is going to pick it up at midfield.
Oh, they're swarming it.
Looks like a timeout.
Oh, really? Another nice timeout.
I was about to say it would be a great time to call a timeout, Coach, and that's exactly what he did. Saved that possession with 5 minutes to go. That's our second and last timeout of the first half, but it's well used. You see that more and more in lacrosse. The rule has changed a number of times back and forth. I can't even recall how many, but up until a few years ago, it was you had to have the ball in your offensive half to call timeout. Both at the NCAA level first and now in high school, you're allowed to call a timeout with your opponent having the ball. And it encourages coaches to use those timeouts in the defensive zone to save a possession, maybe a long stick or a goalie's about to lose the ball, or mid, he's about to lose the ball. Use that timeout to save a possession and a potential breakaway. Now, with only 2 timeouts, they're precious, especially in the second half in a close game. But, that's a well-used timeout. Nantucket with a 4-goal lead, if they can turn this into maybe a 2-possession, 3-possession, 5-minute period, that'll be to their advantage. They don't need to go to the goal. If they can, have the ball for a couple of minutes here, unless somebody's wide open, that's kind of what they want. Offensive coach Mark Chambers has had the guys go to an open set in the second part of the year. The first whole game, I believe, was the first time they did it. They had been doing a 2-3-1 motion offense as their primary offense at the beginning of the season. It's an offense that Nantucket's used probably since 1999, and it's a really good offense to use. But teams have been pressing Nantucket, especially Hull and Falmouth. So the open sets allowed them to get guys open on the backside, basically just a big circle. It makes the slides longer, and with those long slides, if they play aggressive, you can see Cole Campbell's open that time. It's key for the attackman in this kind of offense to lean in and get in that sweet spot, the 5 and 5 they call it, 5 yards out and 5 yards up, where Cole Campbell is right now. Give him an opportunity to make a nice feed to those cutters or dodge inside. As we were talking about, Nantucket's content to kill a little time here. The refs might warn them for a stall.
With just less than 5 minutes left in the first half.
Yep. Nantucket wants a long possession here. Let him warn us. Here's Gus Day. Gus is a natural righty. He'll move it along. Cole Campbell in traffic and a flag.
Oh yeah. What'd they do? Wrap right around his head, right? A holding?
Yeah. The refs, he called him for a hold. Once again, I'm glad to see the penalty, but I'm not sure that was a hold. But we'll take it.
We will take it. You're watching this live, folks, from Cohasset. We're very happy to be able to bring this to you, thanks to our sponsors.
Gus Day initiates from behind with Nantucket's extra man offense. You'll see what they're doing. Nantucket has run what they call the wheel offense effectively the second half of this. You'll see the player cut around from behind the goal right-handed at the end of this play. We'll see if they do it.
Ooh.
That's a high pass. Nice play by Ethan Fye to keep that alive. Knocked it down. Nantucket's extra. As they say, you don't want the first shot, you want the best shot. Let's be patient here, guys. It's only a 30-second penalty, though. Behind you, and penalty expires. That's okay, though. Nantucket with the 3:41 mark with a 4-goal lead. They don't need to be in a hurry. Behind to Campbell. The Hull fans are calling for a stall. And here comes... Oh! Nice take there by Cole Campbell. There is a push. They didn't call it, but it was a push. But stays Nantucket ball as the number 23, Chris Scanlon, the senior defender, bats it out of bounds. Here comes JT on the cutter. Knocked down by Hull. Let's see if Nantucket recovers it. Ethan Fye. It looks as though Hull's guys are getting a little winded here at the end of the first half. We talked about Nantucket playing a few more players in the midfield, and I think it shows. I'm not sure Hull matches up athletically that well with our attack. They've got a couple of big guys out there, but they don't seem to have the speed that Campbell and Gambroni have. Nice handle by Gambroni.
Very nice.
Ty Harnesfigger in there right now. The freshman attackman, also a midi. He has the ball, moves it along, out to Campbell. Harnisfeger's a good finisher, not really a dodging threat. Cole Campbell to Harnisfeger. Nice
Hit! Oh, what a big save!
That was a nice look by Harnisfeger. Nantucket just wants to go straight back. Now we're almost at the 2-minute mark. Hall content to move it behind the goal. Rapucci with the ball. Up top to Weber. Feeds it. Once again,
nice little block.
Nantucket has batted down a couple balls there. Natty Davidson that time. That's a push. A little drama there by Natty, but that's a good play. We'll take it. The officiating inconsistent at best so far today. Gambroni brings it on at the 1-minute 46 mark. Natty just moved the ball here. Now Victor needs to come upfield, create that 2-on-1. Natty with a JT picks up that ground ball. Nantucket has really not cleared the ball that effectively in terms of possessing, but they've been able to collect a lot of loose balls. Probably at halftime, they probably talk about being a little more effective with bringing the ball up and finding that open man. We passed it to some midfielders who have not been open. Once again, Anthony Marcella, he's their leading scorer. He wants that right-handed shot. I haven't seen him put the stick in his left hand yet. So you're pretty clear that Nantucket just needs to stay on his hands and understand he's afraid to shoot from that 15-yard. He's not afraid to shoot from that 15-yard mark.
Keep him out, keep him out.
Feed to Joe Coffey, missed there. Hull's off sides.
Less than a minute, 48 seconds left in the first half.
Nantucket with no timeouts. Nantucket needs to touch it in here, and they do. Gus Day. With 37 seconds left, probably want to get it to Gambroni. This is kind of the time. You don't have to be too afraid to give it to one of your better players and just get out of his way. Gambroni up top being matched up with a short stick. With 15 seconds. Don't foul him, Alex. Still Nantucket's ball with 8 seconds. Look to feed the crease, guys. I don't know if Nantucket's aware of the time here. Shoot it. Oh! Lombardi with a nice take to end the first half.